Sweetheart, what are you still doing awake? Aw, you can't sleep. I had a feeling. Come here. What's wrong? Do you have a bad dream? Do you have too much energy? Or are you thinking too much again? I see. It's one of those nights. Those are the worst, aren't they? You crawl into bed, close your eyes, get all comfortable, and then suddenly your brain decides it's a perfect time to remember every single embarrassing thing you've ever done. Yeah, I know. Come here. There we go. That's better. Get comfortable and rest your head, my love. Good. You know, when I was younger, whenever I couldn't sleep, someone would always tell me a bedtime story. And somehow, it usually always worked, for the most part. So maybe that's what you need tonight. A bedtime story? No, don't give me that look. I know you're too old for bedtime stories, so that's exactly why you're getting one. Plus, you don't really have a choice. Mommy has already decided. So, the question is, what kind of story should I tell? A fairy tale? No, a little boring. A heroic adventure? Maybe. A story about dragons? Too predictable. Oh, wait. Oh, I remember something. Sweetheart, I know exactly what story we're reading tonight. Now, don't panic, don't run away, and whatever you do, try not to lose too many brain cells. Because tonight, Mommy's going to read you a Brainrot bedtime story. Yes, a forbidden story, the legendary story, a story so ridiculous that entire civilizations refuse to acknowledge it. So get comfortable. You're going to need all the emotional support you can get. Now, our story begins in Ohio. In a small village on the edge of Ohio. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mommy, is Ohio even a real place? And the answer is, unfortunately, yes. But in this village lived a young boy named Timmy. Timmy lived a simple life. He woke up every morning to brush his teeth and go eat breakfast. And then he would spend 12 hours doom scrolling on TikTok. He was a true scholar, a true intellect, and a true victim. One evening, while Timmy was watching videos of Subway Surfer gameplay and Family Guy clips, something strange happened. A letter. It had fallen from the sky. Timmy picked it up, he opened it, and immediately lost 3 IQ points. Because the letter simply read, "Meet me at the Riz Castle," signed Toon 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 Sahur. Timmy gasped. Everyone knew that name. The legendary guardian of bedtime, the protector of aura, and the keeper of forbidden brainrot. So Timmy packed his backpack. He filled it up with chicken nuggets, 3 Capri Suns, and emotional support mozzarella sticks, and set off on his journey. He traveled through the forest of Skibidi. It was a dangerous place, a place where toilets could sing, a place where every tree spoke exclusively in TikTok comments. Only in Ohio, said one tree. Bro is cooked, said another. Skull emoji times 3, said a third. Timmy was petrified. But eventually, he reached Riz Castle. And standing before him was Ballerina Cappuccina, a graceful ballerina, made entirely out of coffee, spinning elegantly through the moonlight, leaving behind little espresso beans wherever she danced. Welcome, traveler, she said. The kingdom is in danger. What happened? Asked Timmy. Ballerina Cappuccina lowered her head. Someone has stolen the sacred aura. Timmy gasped. The sacred aura, the source of all confidence, the reason people stood up straight, the reason people knew how to make contact, and the reason people didn't accidentally send embarrassing text messages. Without the sacred aura, the entire kingdom would become cringe, and nobody wanted that. Who stole it? Asked Timmy. Ballerina Cappuccina pointed toward the horizon. It was tralalero tralala. Thunder crashed. A dramatic violin played, and somewhere a pigeon fainted. Tralalero tralala. The mysterious shark wearing sneakers, the king of chaos, the owner of 17 sports cars despite having no driver's license. So Timmy and Ballerina Cappuccina began their quest. Together, they crossed the Phantom Desert, a harsh wasteland, where every snack you carried was immediately taxed. The chicken nugget disappeared. It went one, then another, then another. We're losing supplies, cried Timmy. And then suddenly, a shadow appeared. It was Phantom. The taxes must be collected, he declared. And he stole the last mozzarella stick, which Timmy would never recover emotionally. Days later, they finally reached Mount Sigma, the highest peak in all of Ohio, a mountain so tall that its Wi-Fi's reached the moon. At the summit, there stood a throne, and sitting on that throne was Tralalero Tralala. He wore glowing sneakers, a golden crown, and sunglasses despite it being midnight. You are too late, he laughed. The sacred aura belongs to me now. Why would you do this? Shouted Timmy. Because I wanted unlimited aura, replied Tralalelo, and because it sounded funny. Honestly, fair enough. But before Timmy could respond, the ground shook, the sky darkened, and the stars disappeared. A new figure emerged. Tung, tung, tung. Tung 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 Sahur, the legend himself, the bedtime guardian, the destroyer of nonsense, and the alarm clock of destiny. Enough, he said, and somehow everyone immediately listened. Because that's what happens when someone has maximum aura. With a single bunk of his magical spoon, the sacred aura was restored, the kingdom was saved, and balance returned to Ohio. In the end, Tralalero Tralala opened a shoe store, Ballerina Cappuccina opened a dance academy, and Timmy finally touched grass. Oh, and Phantom was still stealing snacks. Some things never change. And they all lived happily ever after. Well, as happily as anyone can live in Ohio. The end. Good night, sweetheart. I hope you like my bedtime story.